Film theory is a method of analyzing movies beyond the surface level story. It examines how films reflect ideas about society, human behavior, and the structure of power that shape our world. Film theory looks at visuals, characters, dialogue, and even editing or camera angles to understand the deeper message of a movie.
An early film theory that conveyed a real world from cinema was Karl Marx's Marxism. Marxism theory bases off inequality of class struggles and social changes in society. Marxism reflects a relationship between owner and working class, often influenced by the socio-economic changes during the Cold War. Marxism often portrays the poor and helpless, individually powerless from societal conformity and individuality, a superior power controlling the working class.
Some key figures include Karl Marx, whose philosophy underpins the theory, and Sergei Eisenstein, a filmmaker who demonstrated how cinema could communicate political and social ideas through visual storytelling. Eisenstein's work showed that editing, camera angles, and montage could convey social critique, illustrating conflict, hierarchy, and injustice in a way that words alone could not. Marx's film theory has a lot of characteristics. First, it emphasizes class struggle, showing the tension between the rich and the poor. Second, it highlights exploitation, depicting how the working class supports the wealth and the comfort of the upper class. Third, it critiques institutions such as governments, corporations, and social norms, which maintain control over the lower class. It also often portrays resistance or rebellion, either overt or subtle, illustrating how individuals or groups navigate and sometimes challenge these systems. A modern example of the Marxist film theory is Parasite. The lower class family is forced to hide under a table, placing them physically beneath the upper class. This position immediately communicates power imbalance and dependence, showing how the working class must adapt to survive. The wealthy family sits comfortably above them, unaware of their presence. This visual contrast highlights privilege. The upper class can exist freely while the lower class must remain hidden and compliant. The poor family must stay silent, demonstrating exploitation and dependency. Their labor and presence sustains the wealthy family, yet they remain undervalued and even invisible.
One iconic film that reflects the idea of Marxism is John Lasseter's A Bug's Life. The grasshoppers obviously represent the bourgeois class, as they are the ones who control the ants, the proletariat, and use them as a means of production. This relationship between the ants and grasshoppers is an example of the exploitation of labor that is taken by the grasshoppers, which reflects Marx's commentary on fair distribution to each person according to their work or needs. There is also the theme of class consciousness shown through the film that was known by Hopper, the circus bugs, and Flick to a smaller extent. This theme is explicitly shown in the scene of Hopper using the grains to show the other grasshoppers the power of ants, which the director likely used to parallel the power that the working class had compared to the high class, and how they never claimed that power because they refused to unite. In the scene, the grains being used to drown the grasshoppers was also a foreshadowing of the climax where the ants would eventually revolt against Hopper and trample and overpower him.
You let one ant stand up to us, then they all might stand up.
Another representation of the theory in the film was the use of Karl Marx's prediction that all capitalist societies would eventually collapse due to their nature of being unstable and the certainty that there will be a revolution in each capitalist society. This is because the people get tired of being exploited, which was seen in the climax scene as well, when all the ants united and drove the grasshoppers out, despite earlier being indifferent to the idea of revolting and being more fearful of not appeasing the grasshoppers because they saw them as a form of protection and as essential to maintaining their lifestyle.
A superior power controlling the working class. A film that captures Marxism well in its cinematography and time period was Metropolis, the 1927 film. Film in the Roaring Twenties, it cemented the Marxist idea of social inequality and mass workers oppressed by the bourgeoisie. The main proletariat class, depicted as soulless workers, reinforces the realist nature of the Industrial Revolution's socio-economical state. The clear hierarchy in capitalist class reintroduces Marxist theory in action, displayed by Freder, who experiences his father's oppression firsthand as a proletariat worker. Marx's theory was created to criticize capitalist behavior to empower the working class to overthrow the bourgeoisie. Metropolis visually storytells this theory with its effects and innovative set design.